Welcome to the monthly politIQ Challenge, the only game show where you can prove that you know politics. Today's three contestants will be competing for $50 by answering a variety of questions focused on the major headlines during the month of October related to politics. Let's meet our contestants. Joining us from Denver, we have Raymond. Hi, Raymond.
Hello, everybody.
Joining us from Louisiana, we have Vincent.
What's up?
And finally, also joining us from Colorado, we have Zoe.
Hello.
Before we jump in, let's go ahead and take a look at the categories of the game board, starting with impeachment, moving on to economic uncertainty, US and Syria, the environment, and then major headlines. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and open the board up to Raymond to choose the first category. So go ahead, Raymond.
Major headlines for 100.
This large social media company issued a surprise announcement that it would stop allowing political advertising on its platform. And Zoe was the first to buzz in. What do you think?
50-50, but I am going to say Twitter.
That is correct.
It's either that or Facebook, so.
Okay. Zoe, go ahead and choose the next category.
I will try the environment for 100.
The country's largest privately owned blank company filed for bankruptcy in October, despite numerous attempts by the Trump administration to subsidize the industry. And Raymond was the first to buzz in. What do you think?
Coal. Dang it.
Coal is correct. All right. Raymond, go ahead and choose the next category.
Go back to major headlines for 200.
New government data shows that the level of blank in the U.S. has continued a 10-year trend and is now at its lowest level in 50 years. And Raymond.
Unemployment.
Yes, that is correct.
I gotta get on the board.
Yeah, come on, Vincent. All right, Raymond, go ahead and choose the next category.
We'll stay with major headlines for 300.
What is the name of the Secretary of Education who faces contempt of court charges and was fined $100,000 for ignoring a judge's order to stop collecting on debt from former students of a large for-profit college that was accused of fraud? And again, Raymond.
Betsy DeVos.
That's correct.
I think he must have helped write this quiz.
Raymond and I are in cahoots. Okay, Raymond, go ahead and choose the next category.
Stick with major headlines for 400.
President Trump abandoned plans to host next year's G7 summit at his Florida property over bipartisan concerns the move would violate the Constitution's blank clause, which restricts members of the government from receiving gifts from foreign states or leaders without permission from Congress. And again, Raymond.
Would that be emolument?
Yeah, close enough. Emoluments clause?
Oh, well, yeah. Sorry, it's hard to pronounce that.
No, yeah, I mean, you got it close enough, so I'll award you those points.
Thank you. And then we'll stick with major headlines for 500.
A panel of judges ruled in October that this state's current congressional map cannot be used in 2020 because it is so severely gerrymandered to benefit Republicans. Zoe.
Kentucky?
Close, but incorrect.
Oh.
Raymond.
North Carolina?
That is correct. So don't worry, Zoe, because it's the first round, you are not deducted any points.
Yeah.
We will go to the environment for 200.
Okay. The Trump administration recently rolled back a rule that previously prevented what from taking place in America's largest national forest, which the president claims will boost the state's economy. Zoe.
Logging?
Yes, that is correct. And that is I believe it's pronounced the Tongass National Forest in Alaska. All right, Zoe, go ahead and choose the next category.
Economic uncertainty for 100.
This country's economic growth rate has recently slowed to the lowest level since 1992, further raising global concerns about the negative effects of trade wars. Vincent.
What is China?
There it is. He's on the board.
Woo!
All right, solid.
Let's go with a hot topic, impeachment for 100.
True or false? It is illegal for any person to solicit, accept, or receive anything of value from a foreign national in connection with the U.S. election. And Vincent?
That would be true.
That is true.
Let's go with U.S. and Syria for 100.
Intelligence officials are increasingly voicing concerns that this terrorist group could likely make a resurgence following the abrupt U.S. withdrawal from northern Syria in early October, which President Trump ordered despite widespread bipartisan objections. And Vincent?
What is ISIS?
That is correct.
Let's go with U.S. and Syria for 500.
A U.S.-led operation in northern Syria in October was confirmed to have killed blank, seen as the preeminent leader of the ISIS terrorist group. And again, Vince?
That bad guy, Baghdadi.
Yeah, that's right. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. I like that bad guy, Baghdadi better though.
Let's go with U.S. and Syria for 300.
Since withdrawing from northern Syria, approximately 1,000 U.S. troops and armored vehicles remain in Syria in order to defend what, according to the Pentagon? And Vince?
It's a risk, but I want to say oil.
Yes, that is correct.
Whew.
Good job.
Let's go with impeachment for 200.
Two associates of this man were arrested in October for violating campaign finance laws in their effort to investigate Joe Biden for potential corruption. And again, Vince?
Who is Giuliani?
That's right. Giuliani, who is President Trump's personal attorney.
Let's go with U.S. and Syria for 200.
In a sudden foreign policy shift, the Trump administration announced that U.S. troops were withdrawing from northern Syria in anticipation of a planned military offensive by what nearby country against the Kurdish forces, who were key allies of the U.S. in the fight against ISIS? And Raymond was the first to buzz in.
Iraq? Oh, shoot.
Close, but no. Vince?
Dang it. Turkey.
Yeah, that's right.
I knew
See,
it.
I lived there. I knew that one.
Okay, so with that, we've reached the halfway point. The scores are as follows. In first place with 1,500 points is Raymond. Tied for first place with 1,500 points is Vincent. And in second place, I believe, Zoe with 300 points. All right, as a reminder to the contestants, during the second round, you will be deducted points should you answer a question incorrectly. So be sure to only buzz in if you're confident in the answer. Sound good?
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right, Vince, the game board is yours.
Impeachment for 300.
Which country was President Trump referring to when he publicly stated they should start an investigation into the Bidens because what happened in blank is just about as bad as what happened with Ukraine? Raymond?
I thought it was Ukraine. Now I'm gonna lose these points. Sorry, can't remember.
All right. Zoe, I'm gonna open up to you.
Oh, no. Russia?
Incorrect. And Vince?
Y'all made it easy for me because I was gonna say Russia. We're gonna go with China.
China is correct.
No.
Let's go with U.S. and Syria for 400.
Following the U.S. withdrawal from northern Syria, military personnel from which country have recently stepped in to fill the void and maintain a ceasefire between Turkish and Syrian Kurdish troops? Vincent?
Who is Russia?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, now it's Russia.
Yeah.
Let's go with economic uncertainty for 300.
Blank imposed by President Trump as part of his ongoing trade wars have cost U.S. companies a total of $34 billion since January of 2018. And Vince?
What are tariffs?
That's right.
Let's go with economic uncertainty for 500.
Despite an overall strong economy, what sector has shown signs of contraction with the lowest level of activity since 2009, according to recent government data? All right, the correct answer is manufacturing.
That's because China's doing all of it.
I'm going to go ahead and open the game board up to Zoe to choose the next category.
Oh, yay me. I will do the environment for 300.
Approximately 150 million people around the world are currently living on land that will be blank by 2050 due to climate change, according to new research. And Zoe was the first to buzz in.
Underwater.
That is correct.
Yes. Environment for 400.
Which major U.S. company is currently on trial for misleading investors about the potential impact of climate change regulation on its operations? Hint, the same company has spent millions over the last few decades on climate change disinformation campaigns. And Zoe?
BP?
Good guess, but no.
Oh.
Anyone else?
I'm not gonna risk it.
All right, the correct answer is ExxonMobil.
I had a three-way between Enron, BP, and Exxon, and yeah.
Funny enough, the time period in which they're under investigation for was when Rex Tillerson was the CEO of the company. So,
Of course.
Yeah, naturally. All right, Zoe, you are still in last place, so I'm going to give you an opportunity to choose the next category.
Yay. Economic uncertainty for 200.
25,000 teachers went on strike in which major U.S. city in late October to demand increased pay, smaller class sizes, and more support staff? And Raymond?
Los Angeles?
Incorrect.
I know Bernie Sanders was there. I just can't remember which city it was.
All right. The correct answer is my hometown of Chicago. All right, so Vincent, I'm going to go ahead and open it up to you.
Economic uncertainty for 400.
A tentative deal was reached at the end of October that ended the months-long strike of 50,000 workers of what major company, which marked the largest strike at a U.S. business since 2007? Raymond?
GM, General Motors?
Yeah, that's right.
We'll go with the environment for 500.
The Keystone Pipeline, which drew massive protests in 2016, was briefly shut down in October after a leak spilled nearly 400,000 gallons of oil on protected wetlands in this state. Zoe?
South Dakota?
Ooh, incorrect. Raymond, you were the second to buzz in.
North Dakota.
Yes, that is correct. Very, very close, Zoe.
I am having a close but no cigar night, yeah.
Raymond, go ahead and choose the next category.
Let's go impeachment for 400.
If the House of Representatives votes to impeach the president, how many U.S. senators must vote in favor of convicting Trump in order to remove him from office? And Raymond?
2/3.
Yep. Or 67. So yeah, 2/3.
And impeachment for 500.
During an October phone call with this country's current leader, President Trump allegedly urged them to help U.S. Attorney General Bill Barr discredit the now closed Mueller investigation. And Raymond?
All right, so this is a risk. Ukraine.
Incorrect.
Oh.
That was gonna be my answer. Let's go with China.
No, also incorrect.
Dang it.
Zoe, do you want to take a stab at it or what?
I can take a stab at it, but I'm probably going to be wrong. Russia.
No.
It's always one of those three countries, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, those are all like pretty solid guesses. No, the correct answer is Australia.
What?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, missed that one.
All right, and so with that, we've come to the end of the normal round. The scores are as follows. In first place with 2,000 points, we have Vincent. In second place with 1,800 points, Raymond. And in third place with now 0 points, Zoe. Now, like I said, in the final bonus round, there will be 3 questions, each of which is worth 500 points. So, starting with the first question. Over the last few months, massive pro-democracy protests have been taking place in Hong Kong, China. Name one other country that saw anti-government protesters take to the streets during the month of October. Okay, moving on to the second question. The Trump administration has received criticism from human rights groups after announcing that it would cap the number of refugees allowed to resettle in the U.S. to a historic low of 18,000 for this fiscal year, which began in October. To the nearest million, how many refugees are there currently in the world? And you can be within a window of 5 million in order for it to be accepted. All right, and third question. What is the name of the former Democratic chairman of the House Oversight Committee and major civil rights advocate who passed away in October at age 68? All right, so the first question. Name at least one other country that saw anti-government protesters take to the streets during October. All 3 of you were correct. You answered Chile, Venezuela. I also would have accepted the United Kingdom, Lebanon, Pakistan, Spain, Haiti, and Chile. To highlight a few of those, Chile saw massive protests following a proposed hike in public transportation costs, while thousands also gathered in the streets of London to protest the government's most recent Brexit deal. In Lebanon, protesters demanded the resignation of top officials in the government, along with Spain, Haiti, Pakistan, and obviously Venezuela. So like I said, 500 points for all 3 of you for that. The second question, which no one got correct, which was how many refugees are there currently in the world, is 71 million. Currently, yeah, it's a lot. Currently, the world faces the highest number of people needing humanitarian aid ever. At the end of the Obama administration in 2017, the U.S. was providing safe haven for over 100,000 refugees annually. However, since taking office, President Trump has drastically lowered that number to what it is currently now at 18,000, and his administration has even discussed cutting the total refugee resettlement number to 0. And the final question, which only one of you got correct, what is the name of the former Democratic chairman of the House Oversight Committee and major civil rights advocate who passed away in October at age 68? And that was Elijah Cummings. A little more about that. So born to former sharecroppers in Baltimore, Maryland, Representative Cummings began serving in Congress in 1996 following decades of work in Maryland politics. Since 2016, Cummings became a leading Democrat, chairing the House Oversight Committee and presiding over various congressional investigations into the Trump administration. Okay, and so with that, the winner with 2,800 points is Raymond.
Dang it.
Yay!
So congrats, Raymond. I want to thank all 3 of our contestants today for participating and remind anyone viewing this that if you want a chance to compete in next month's politIQ Monthly Challenge, go to whatsmypolitIQ.com, create a free profile, and start answering questions that are updated daily and expire at the end of the month.